Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Bright Founders Talk at Temi. Temi is an international software development company that designs, builds, and delivers software for sustainable businesses and promising startups. My name is Matthew, and I'm joined by Mr. Maurizio, who is the CEO of Arimas. How are you today, Maurizio?
Good. Thank you to be here. I'm really appreciating it.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to be with us today. Before we get started, would you like to tell our listeners and our viewers a little bit about yourself and a little bit about Arimas?
Yes, of course. So, where to start? From the graduation to the university, maybe it's the best part when we was happy and we was not working, let's say, and we was just enjoying life, studying, but enjoying life. Let's say this just quickly. After the university, then during even the last year, I started to perform some work into some telecommunication company, and consider the funny thing is that the telecommunication was really about concentrating into the mobile part. And I was not interested at the time to enter into the telco world because my thesis was already ready when I started to work, and it was about the radar, the SAR, SAR. It was completely different about the work that I'm doing right now. But after a while, because I started to do this work and I've been even relocated to Milan to work with some other people in the Alcatel at that time, I started to study the mobile business and the mobile basic technology. I already studied in the university, but I started really to study it in a different way. After a while, in fact, I bring back the thesis to the professor at the university, and I told to him, please do what you want with this, but I have to do another thesis into the GSM. At the time was UMTS world, and in fact, I've done it in that way. After a while, I started to work with some different company as an engineer, after the graduation.
Mm-hmm.
And but my dream was to open my own company and to build up a company that could help in a different way the customer, because my feeling was that there was not a lot of interest versus the customer needs. Many of the supplier was, in my opinion, of course, more concentrating in develop solution for themselves instead of for the customer. And in fact, we started with some solution when I left my last company. Immediately, we have been recognized in the market. We grew a little bit, consider I studied because I was one man at the time from scratch. After a while, I've been able to be qualified as a supplier of a big customer like Telecom Italia. We started to work with Wind. At the time, it was Wind, AD3G, different. Now, the emerging one unique MNO. And parallelly, we started with some other market. And after, let's say, the first year that I was alone, I started to employ some people. Now, the arimas is a group. We have hired two different companies. One, it is still, I am still the owner with the 100%. Instead, the other one that is called Arimas Lab. It is Arimas Lab is a web agency and marketing agency, and we offer services to different customers, a different approach. One of the best customers that we have as example in Arimas Lab is the WWF, where we have the possibility to give them an help about everything they have to communicate externally. We build their calendar, Panda. It is the paper of WWF here in Italy. It is we do all the work, and after that they print and they send out. Instead, Arimas is a system integrator with some products in their own portfolio. Now, all the group is 14 people. We are thinking to expand our business. The first expansion should be versus Bulgaria, because we already have one area manager that is taking care about all the overall Balkan area. And the next expansion should be the north of Europe. We started to do in the East right now, just because we have a good person there, a great person that is working for us and pushing our solution, but even because we are more near about our analysis of things, basically what the customer in Italy is doing is the same that Bulgarian customer is starting to do. We anticipated a little bit the time, but we are going to propose the same things.
Oh, fantastic. So there's a lot to unpack there, a lot of things that have happened along the way. Well, what's interesting to me is you talking about expansion. It's always quite a big thing moving into across borders and that. And how is it going? Do you think it's going to do well?
But it's difficult, because we don't have a lot of presence there. We have just this area manager that is doing the daily work. Of course, all the help is coming from us, from here. I went there last year, let's say 4 or 5 times, something like that, even to have some meeting with the customer. And we have been able to talk with the over-the-top customer even there. And but the difficult is more about to be able to offer different solution with the same solution. Let me explain better, because in this way it seems that we are offering everything and nothing. It is always funny thing, because when you are doing work as a system integrator, it's funny in my mind, because we are an engineering company, so we are offering everything and nothing, because we can bring a solution from our supplier. We are able to pimp up the solution, because we put some integration with some of our own software or some other solution that we already distribute, and after that we create a different product. That's why I would say always say nothing and everything. In this case, in that countries, the difficult part is for the expression is the investment, because of course we need to put a lot of investment, because even there, the same that I've done here in Italy, starting from scratch, we are starting from scratch there, but with the experience that we own from Italy. So let's say that if we want to put a number between 1 to 10 about the difficulties, let's say we can say 5 to 6. Because we have an help even about a great area manager.
Absolutely. Now, tell me a little bit about this. You said, you'll be starting from scratch the same way you did in Italy. What was that like for you, starting from scratch? How did you go about funding? What were some of the challenges that you experienced when you first started out?
One thing that I'm proud to say is that till now, from my first start of the company, arimas, in Italy, I never had any about money. Basically, I started the company with something that is called in Italy, I don't know what is the name in English, basically when the government help you after that you are fired from the last work, okay?
Okay, so like unemployment pay or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. It was, in Italy, there was the two choice. When you are, it's still in the same way. When you are fired from the last work, you can have monthly base for 2 years or for 1 year and a half, or you can have all the money in just one shot. Unfortunately, at the time, I didn't know that I can take that money in one shot, and I didn't do it. So basically, I started my work with the 3,000 euros that was the last payment from the company, plus 1,400 that was reserved from the government. That was
Wow.
And my first order was 80,000 euros, because when I went, the last company that I worked with went in bankrupt. Okay, but when I started, so that I already had some customers. Consider that at that time my personal turnover in that company was something like 900,000 euros. And when I left the company, I bring with me the first order, the first project, about 80,000 euros. And I didn't have money at all that time. One of my friends from one of the principals that we was using, especially for this project, helped me, and he told me, "Don't worry, I will give you the money." So basically, I ordered to the company, okay, and he was the EMEA sales manager. He gave me the money to pay his company, and I gave back him the money when I done the work, because he believed in me. It seemed to be just like a dream, but this is the reality.
That is so cool. Wow. And then so that's crazy. You had an unemployment check, you had some money left over from your last company, And this is how everything kicked off. That's pretty cool. And then growing from there, was it okay? Has it been, let's call it a smooth ride? There must be some challenges that have cropped up.
No, it was really difficult to grow up, and it is still difficult to survive and grow up. Let's say that in Italy, we always say that there are two different levels. No? The first barrier, not level. The first barrier is around 1 million of euro. The second is around 3. And after that, you have 5 and 10. Because the more you, mostly you want to sell, the most you have to invest. The problem is that if we are not looking for money, we cannot invest money. Because when I was... And one thing that I'm always saying to my employee, two things. First, don't bring me problem, but bring me solutions. Because you are paid to do that. And the other thing is that I was working a lot because I was leading the technical part. I was myself, so I was leading technical part, administration and everything, bureaucracy and everything in the company. There was more work, but I had maybe more margin for myself. And even less problem, because when you have to deal with 10, 14 people, the little companies in this way, when you deal with these people, you have always to be like their, not father, but their solution manager, So they are always looking for some solution from you instead to give to me the solution. They are paid to do the work. It is a big family and is growing fun. There is a funny days to do with them. So based on your question about the money, I think that I already answered you. In fact, now that we are older and we have more experience, we are trying even to find some investors, because I'm pretty sure that the Italian position is has some advantage for all the companies that want to enter in Europe. Let's say this way, this is my analysis, of course, my personal view. When American company or Australian company, foreign company would like to enter in Europe, they was approaching the Europe always by UK. But now UK is not anymore in Europe, let's say, and we can help in a better way. Because, as example, if you go to UK, there is the VAT that is still some pain for the customer, European customer, and for the supplier that want to sell their products in Europe. Everything can be managed, but this is something that instead you can manage in a different way. Instead, Italy is in the center of Europe. Even there are better connection to overall countries in Europe, and the VAT is something that we can manage better. The Italy could be a good entry point for all the companies that would like to enter in Europe. That's why we are trying also two different ways to approach the investor for the arimas. Arimas strategy is to build up an holding in the next future that will bring that will own all the company in the group. Because in Bulgaria the idea is to open another company over there so that it can work by themselves, but will be a part of the holding for different reasons. The most important reason is that the holding will be able to attract better some investor, and the money that will come into the holding will be spread to the other companies in order to grow up all of them. And of course, the holding will be able even to invest to buy some of the company part or even all the company. This could be another interesting thing, because investor could be able to invest in the holding and not just in one segment of the market, so vertically, but horizontally with different markets.
You got a lot of possibilities there for people to get involved, to get stuck in, and to become part of this expansion. You're talking about bringing people in. You've built a nice team around you. Can you tell us a little bit about the people that you work with? How was that for you, sharing your ideas, bringing people in, and leading a team through all of these developments?
Let's say that my idea is to have a real family in the company, because we are growing, but the most important thing is the relationship within the people. Well, as the family, we fight, but we are always happy to work together, because this is something that cannot be avoided, But my idea is to have my door, as example, is always open. Even now is open because all the people can come here closer to talk with me about their problem, their needs, and so on. This is something that we need to do. Even in Arimas, then Arimas Lab, where I have another partner, we are working in this way. The most important thing is that the people have to be happy to work here. They need to be proud where they are working, but of course they have to work a lot because, as you can imagine, the difficulties in one little company when you are kicking off and when you are growing is more than a company like Apple. Because if you go in to work in Apple, there you are a number. Here you are a person. This is something that I'm always, and this would be always like this. This will never change. If I will find some person that will unrespect some other people, I will fight them, him or them immediately. This is something that is not cannot be accepted here.
Okay, so you've got some nice people around you, and you've got some strong values that I see you are willing to uphold no matter what. Tell me a little bit about yourself, though. Now, you've got Arimas, and I think you mentioned Arimas Labs. You've got this expansion going on. How are you managing to find time? You and I spoke earlier. I know that you have a family and everything. How do you find time to keep everybody happy?
Yeah, this is difficult. This is most difficult. You have to work like crazy because I wake up each day at 6 a.m. and I go to sleep around midnight or 1 p.m. So basically, you're always tired. This is something that is in our journey. But you can I can be able to manage it because fortunately I opened the office near to my house. So as example, when I start at 6 a.m. but 8 a.m. I bring my daughter to the school, and after that I'm also able to go to the 2 p.m. to bring her back. Not all day, because if I have to go to visit some customers, not I didn't have the possibility to do it all day. But when I can, I'm always doing. After that, I'm going to swim 2 days per week, and because with my daughter, of course, and one friend of her, and we go together. Let's say 7 p.m. To the swimming pool, and this is something that can. And of course, Saturday and Sunday are always should be always the day when we have to relax. Sunday for sure. Saturday, sometimes we have to work parallelly, just even to close some of the work that you don't have time to close during the week, and even to set up, let's say, the roadmap or to schedule, even better, all the tasks for the next week for me and for the other people.
Okay, so you've got a lot of different things to plan. You're working exceptionally long hours, but you seem to be doing well. If I was a young entrepreneur starting out, I'm coming into this industry, I want to start a business, I've got these ideas in my head about, and something I want to build. What would your advice be to me with what you've gone through and experience and how you've built your company? What would your advice be to a young entrepreneur coming into the game?
This question would be, are you sure? Because it is really difficult to start. And this is the same question that the person that gave me the money with the first project told me. Are you sure, Maurizio? Because it is really difficult to start a company from scratch, and it will be more difficult to grow it up during the next year, because he has also in the past time his own company. Okay, he was working parallel, he was working with the big company by invoice there. So this could be the first question, and after that I will ask to them, what is the mission and the vision of your company, of your idea? Not just maybe better, describe me your idea, because you need to focus from A to Z. You cannot focus when you start a company from A to B. This is something that I have in my own. I'm doing this always. I'm never talking about details. We have to do something. Okay, what we have to do? Where we have to arrive? We have to arrive to Moscow. Okay, let's move to Moscow. How? Now let's talk about how and when. Because the most important thing is to have a vision, your vision. If you have a view about your project, if you have something, after that you can fight for years, but you will reach it. You have to hard work, like as always you are doing, even for another company. And another thing that I could say is about to don't let's approach things. but your feeling. You have to approach the things with your mind, because anything will be all right. Depends about how you are going to do the work to bring things all right. I mean, you can have a problem about payment. You can have a problem about some delay about the delivery. This is just a little one, but you can have even a big issue. As example, you can buy one solution to sell to a customer, and the solution, when you deliver it, maybe you spend 10,000 euros just for the importation and VAT and so on. And after that, the solution doesn't work. So you have to take it back and bring back to the supplier, or maybe you have to repair, depending about the solution that you're talking about. By something that is always in our work. This is something that is always in our work. It's a part of our training work. That's the things.
And Maurizio, on top of that, there is a third company that you haven't told us about yet as well.
Yes, I forgot before, because basically my own company is Arimas and Arimas Lab. This other company is a new adventure that I'm leading as well as a CEO. Before I was the CTO of the company, but unfortunately the old CEO passed away, and they decided to give me the leadership of the company. So now I'm doing it proudly. The other company is called QUARdisc. It's a new total approach to the music, because it is basically an idea from the inventor of this kind of product, that is the relationship between the fan and the artist. Think about, I don't know, Pink Floyd. If you want to go to meet one of the Pink Floyd, you have to do something to do that. And you have now, till now, you don't have any possibilities. And this guy think about one possibility, that is a direct relationship between the artist and the fan. But the clever idea is also to build up another way to play the music, because till now, the compact disc, there is not any more interest about compact disc. Discs are older and they are coming back, because even the analysis that we have done in the market, we see that the sales of disc are really growing up again, and because there are two different things. One is the feeling of the boomer like me, because they want something collectionable, like this that we build up, and I will show you a little bit more now, because you want to touch. There is a different sensation when you have the music. I have all the music or Spotify as well, and we are not a competitor of their intent, because we have a different product. There is a new music way. In fact, we call this project Music 3.0, and the idea is to build up something that is the paper, is like the old style, where you have similar to disc. Okay, this is one of Italian artists that it was one master. We call it the master. And but when you open it, you have just this. You have this card. It is an USB card where you have the maximum quality of music, and you can connect everywhere. You can even unmount it, and you can bring with your key. Okay, and you can put in the car, you can put in house, you can put everywhere. But according to the clever idea to connect the artist with the fan, we build up even an app. And Arimas Lab has been the developer of the app. The app is called QUARdisc as well, and we have a nice, and I don't know if you can see it, but maybe I can share with you later a video of the app, because maybe the quality is not enough to see. And here you have all the songs of this artist, but not only, because when you go into this part that is called the fan page, the artist page, you can connect to the video or to the news of the artist, reserved news. So if you are into this circuit, you have some news and some video, some new songs that are not public for the other. And there is another, and the last, maybe, I don't know if it's the last, because we are growing up and about the system itself. These are all copy that are numbered. Let me show you. And it is a unique number. It's 101.
Oh.
Okay, and the print is only one time in life. So they are collectible.
Wow, that's cool.
And this is something cool, because if you think about the music till now, there was not interest anymore to have something collectible. But another good thing even for the artist is that they are like to gain penny from the other systems. You know, they are taking money from Spotify, from Apple Music, but penny. Here, instead, the effect that, let's say, exists in this way, it could be half and half with the artist, or even and the second one as well, or maybe we can invest because till now this is the system. The artist is not paying for the production of this. They have just to give us, of course, in agreement with the measure, because the measure are informed about this. And the first that help us during this has been the Universal. And the Universal, if you go into the store of Universal Italy, there is a new section that is called the QUARdisc, because you have the disc, compact disc, and QUARdisc, the music 3.0. Here we have even the NFT for the property. There is also another thing that is called, this is just, let's say, I can anticipate one of the new that we are going to put. It is, I was here. I was here is just like the creation of the artist. Think about one pub, as example. The artist will go into the pub and record the video with his own app, because even the artist has his own app that is a part of the system. He recorded this video, and this video can be seen only if the fan going to that pub in that area. By the GPS, you have to record that area, and after that, you can unlock this video that is reserved for the people that is in this circuit. This is a clever idea. Where, wow, as well as you before, we are looking for investor, and we have done the first seed, and we collect €500,000. We are already working, and but now we are into second seed. The value of the company.
That is so cool.
Yeah, it's something, because technology is good. Music is funny because I'm also a guitar player and I like to play music. I like to play music, to hear music, but in this way, consider that I'm a really good fan of Eric Clapton. I could have the possibility to meet Eric Clapton. It's something that if you think is unbelievable, you can drop to him in an airport, but you cannot talk with him. Yeah. You just say, look, this is something just, that's the point.
I love that. Well, let's hope, we'd be lucky to bump into Eric Clapton anywhere, at an airport, at a pub, at a cafe, wherever.
That's right.
Oh, Maurizio, it's so cool. So you've got your fingers in a lot of pies. I think it's brilliant. And so you were saying earlier, if anybody wanted to connect with you, so we've got a lot of different interests. You said you're open to people getting hold of you in, if they're interested in investing, if they have ideas, if they'd like to be suppliers and get into this market with you. And on top of that, we can do all of this while we are listening to sort of limited edition collectible music. So yeah. I think you've got it covered from every angle.
No, there is no color.
That's fantastic.
It's still ongoing. I mean, I can tell you, but this just now is more a joke than a real project. I have my project to build up my own sports line, for dress, and it is in the middle between the sport and not technical like big brand, but it's something in the middle. And I started the first production. It was 200 pieces, something like that, and I sold them immediately because it seems to be that they like our idea of design. It was just some sheet jacket like this, some shield jacket.
Well, you're going to have to send it to me. Maybe you need to send me some samples and I can go cruise around South Africa with it and show people what's going on.
The second one, I will send it for sure. The second production that I'm waiting now, distracted about the other project. That's the thing. The time is always limited during the week.
Absolutely. Maurizio, I've got one last one for you. Is there anything you would like to tell our viewers and our listeners about arimas? Anything we might have skipped over?
Maybe one thing is that could be interesting maybe for the people is just about the possibility to invest in the arimas group, because we are growing. This could be another thing. We are looking for supplier, because maybe there is some good company that is doing a good job in South Africa, in Australia, in US, the one entering the Italian market, because here we have a lot of possibility. The Italy could be the right entry to the Europe. This is the first thing. So we are looking for supplier, and we are now looking even for investor. This is something. I mean, there is nothing more right now that I can see.
It's been fantastic. So if they're interested, they can find you guys on LinkedIn or via, I suppose, the details on the video. So, Maurizio, I just want to say thank you. And it's been a pleasure getting to know you. I like your enthusiasm, and we wish you all the best for the future.
Thank you very much, Matt. Another thing that maybe I can tell you, that this is something interesting.
Yes.
Because I never didn't speak right now about it. I'm always working a lot even on LinkedIn because I believe in the networking. So I will be open to open my network to other people. And I am also writing a newsletter. It is something like Big Weekly. There is sometime in Italian, sometime in English, because I have to deal, because in Italy the English language is a barrier, unfortunately, for some of the people. So this could be something interesting also maybe for the people that we hear this podcast.
Fantastic. Thank you for that. I'm sure they will check it out.
Thank you very much, Matt.